So the changes are here.
Engaging the enemy.
Changes are here, guys. They actually changed Roadhog, dude. I mean, honestly, let's just get into it. So, I'm gonna give you the kind of the rundown, like the basics of what they changed. For starters, basically the change. I'm gonna go over the changes to his gun first. I feel like that's the most, you know. So what they changed about his weapon, essentially, they decrease his damage by a little bit. They increase the amount. They increase his fire rate and his reload speed. So he, you know, fires faster, reloads faster at the expense of less damage. They were gonna get into the crazier changes, right? So the crazier changes would be, oh my gosh, please pardon my Roadhog, dude. Please pardon my Roadhog. The crazier changes, which I'm gonna start with the craziest one. They reduce the impact damage on the hook from 30 to 5. 30 to 5 is the change, guys. And the next part to that is they reduced the or they increased the range in which you get hooked. So by 1 meter, it's from 3 to 4. So essentially, this is what caused the change to the one-shot combo. Which, if you guys don't know what that is, the one-shot combo is essentially where you're able to hook with Hog. You hook them, pull them in, pulls them right in front. You hit them with one. You hit them with the shot. You tap them, and then you melee. That was able to one-shot pretty much every squishy in the game. Actually, I think it worked on like every squishy in the game, I believe. Of course, you couldn't really do it to tanks, but like, you know, depending. Like, I guess you could pre-fire and then do it, but you know, it was a very viable thing for Roadhog to do. And of course, there was some outrage by that, and it finally got changed. And I kind of hate saying finally, because I, for one, don't think it was that bad. And you could say like, oh, you know, they're just saying that because I play tank and, you know, play Overwatch. But to be completely honest, I don't play a whole lot of Hog. Probably, as you can probably see by that. But I don't play like a whole lot of Hog. I like hopping on there, playing them, you know, semi-often, but not like all the time. He's not the main. Everyone knows, you know, I main Diva, so it's kind of like, you know, he is a go-to though. Out of it's one of the he's higher up on the bracket of the tanks I'll queue up as if I don't queue up as like Diva or Queen, but you know, essentially it's kind of weird. The most confusing thing about it is the fact that it seemed kind of weird, right? To me at least, because to me, Roadhog's done relatively the same thing for like the past 6 years. Like, you know, I don't remember much of a time in which he couldn't one shot. I'm sure it existed, but it's been 6 years, right? As far back as I can remember over the course of me playing this game, over years and years of playing this game, I don't remember him not being able to do something like that. So it's always been kind of a thing, right? And it's gotten to a point where the meta's adapted around it, characters have adapted around it, balance patches have adapted around it, all this other stuff adapted around it, and you know, all the players gotten used to it. What I think it is kind of like, and, you know, don't let me sound like an Overwatch boomer or anything. I don't want to sound like it. What I think it is kind of like the influx of like new players, and it's one of those things where you come to the game, you know, Overwatch is you know, it's a very fun game. It's a very interesting game, but at the same time, it's a game that Oh no, dude! It was You know what? I should have moved. That's on me. Yeah. It's a game in which the things in it that are intimidating can be really intimidating. Like, you know, let's say you start playing this game, you just start playing. Say you start playing soldier. You're a soldier main, right? You come into this game, you see a Roadhog. Look at this big guy, dude. Look at him. Look at this big fella. You come in, you see this guy. He walks forward, you get hooked. Didn't know it was in the game. So you get hooked. Not only do you get hooked, but then you get shot and then melee. Right? So, I mean, I guess if you look at it from like a newer player's perspective, it is very intimidating. And one of the things they wanted to do for Overwatch was make it more accessible. That's cool, right? It's cool that, you know, try to make the game more accessible for people. But here's the like the downside to that. Here's the moment where it's kind of like I feel like you can't have your cake and eat it too, and that. Oh Lord. Goodness gracious, dude. All right. This is the moment where it's like the kind of like can't have your cake and eat it too kind of moment, and that's kind of where it's hard for. I feel like any company that does what you look at any game, you look at Valorant, you look at Apex, you look at, you know, I play all these games, you know, multiple other people play all these games, Overwatch players play these games, whatever. When you look at like making a competitive game fun for new players and long existing players, it's kind of hard to make it to where the new players are still satisfied while the new players are satisfied while the older players can still, you know, do what they do. And I feel like this is a situation where they're leaning more towards the new route, which, like I said, I don't want to say that's bad. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It just kind of depends on how they do it. I feel like some things are a little exaggerated. Like, yes, was Hog's one shot good? Of course. Of course it's good. He can one shot over half of the roster. Like pretty much except for tanks. Tanks are the only thing that didn't get destroyed immediately. Off the top of my head, at least. Off the top of my head, you know. Might be some scenarios in which, you know. But ultimately, yeah, tanks didn't get affected by that a whole lot. But, you know, so it's intimidating, but at the same time, my argument on that is that it's something that's existed in the game for this long. And when you have something that has existed in the game for this long, it's been incorporated into metas, people understand this is how the character works. When you have a situation like that, it's kind of a thing where changing it not only hurts kind of the meta, but it hurts you know, the players. Because this game is very it's a game that does reward learning characters. Yes, there's counter picking. Yes, you can switch, you know, mid game, all this. But the game does reward you for learning characters. Many times it's flex, and even me, I'm getting more into the flex realm of, because I'm gonna be honest, for a very long time I only played D.Va. I played D.Va, and I would play Zarya, and I play Sigma sometimes. But other than that, I didn't do what I'm trying to do now, where I'm trying to actually become more of a versatile tank player, and more of a versatile player in general. You know, I kind of want to spend some time learning other roles, but for the most part, you know, I play tank. So what comes first is learning how to play all the tanks in an accurate manner, like, you know, consistent manner. And you know, like I said, when you have a game like this, oh my god, that hurt was terrible. Okay, I'll back up. When you have a game like this, that prioritizes learning characters and things like that, when you start changing stuff like that, kind of like mid You know, when it's existed for so long, it's kind of like, you know, and don't get me wrong, like, dear Lord, when you have it, you know, something like that that existed for this long, it's kind of hard to do that while still making the other players satisfied. It just changes the whole flow of how characters play. And like I said, don't get me wrong, you know, there's outliers. Obviously, like someone like 6. You know, obviously someone like 6 can still make it work. I remember watching his video a couple days ago where he was playing him, and you know, obviously six is well, he can make it work. But the thing to it is that it's still something that I feel in the future Blizzard has to be really careful about, because if not, it's going to lead to a very different meta. I'll just leave it at that. But I just wanted to go over these changes. Everyone's talking about it. Everyone's ranting and raving over it and whatnot. I wanted to give my 2 cents, you know, from just another player's perspective and whatnot. So that's about it. Catch you guys in the next video. Peace.